right, I thought this might be helpful to someone. I bought this Yakima Ridgeback 5 bicycle trailer hitch bike rack a few weeks ago. I've loaded and unloaded it now probably 6 times, and I thought for someone who is curious or interested how it worked, or what I liked and disliked about it, I would make this little video. I bought it on Amazon for 309 bucks. It was like a used rebox, so the box was damaged. And I'll just take the bikes off real quick, and then I'll walk you through it. You can see kind of how fast it loads and unloads. All right, that was probably as interesting as watching grass grow. Sorry for that. So now comes the more interesting part. So the way that this rack is supposed to work is with these little, I think they call them zip strips. So you basically have 3 zip strips per bike. You pinch, you have these rubberized zip things. They work good. I like them. I wish you could buy replacements. I didn't find replacements yet, even though I looked. And I wish you could buy extra long ones, because the tubes on these bikes are getting bigger and bigger. This thing folds like that, so you can more easily get it on and off. And what you may notice is that I only have it for this one bike. There were 4 more rows of these, and I decided to take them off after using the bike rack 2 times. The reason being, there's a couple reasons. The reason being is, as you're trying to load the bikes and you're trying to basically slide the bikes over these rails, these things are all in the way. And so it's really kind of cumbersome, especially with a youth bike, which has this very small triangular section in the middle, and even worse on this little blue one. So it's really tight, really cumbersome, and was just driving me crazy. So I unscrewed those. Basically, one little screw will take these 2 caps off, and then 1 screw per fixture, I guess you'd call them. And I just pulled them off. And then I just wrapped this for now in gaffer tape, which is a little bit different than duct tape. It's a little bit more durable. If you've never tried gaffer tape, look it up on Amazon and buy some. It's quite a bit better than duct tape, and I like it. And I basically just did that. So now, well, I should also say the other problem was these were evenly spaced, and I couldn't always achieve the spacing that they wanted, because even though you alternate the bikes, sometimes things are running into each other. And so it was hard to hit the actual spacing. Some were tighter, like some could go tighter than the spacing, some couldn't hit the spacing. So now what I do is I basically just put them all on, and then I kind of just slide them and compact them as much as possible to the front of the vehicle, which is also better for weight distribution and all of that. And then I use, I only showed you 1 strap tonight just to make it simpler, but I use a couple straps to basically go around these bars here and go around the bikes and hold them taut. I've done it that way probably 5 times. I've probably driven 100 miles or so like that. Not had any problems, not had anything shifted. So I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously, you don't necessarily want to buy a bike rack to immediately modify it, but if you're using youth bikes, these are 24-inch wheels on this bike, and that one's 20-inch. Then to me, it was just way too cumbersome and not worth it. All right, so let me get the last bike off, and then I'll show you a few other things. All right, sorry to keep you waiting. So by pulling this lever, you can drop this to get it out of your way, which is nice. And then by pulling this lever, you can tilt that completely out of the way so you can get into your trunk. I think the manual said that you're only supposed to tilt it back empty. I can't recall. I'm pretty sure that's what it said. But even so, you could still have somebody hold the weight while you did that. And then I guess just to finish up the video, I'll just show the installation and removal in case you're wondering about that. So let me just put this back up. And I'll lower you back down. So you have this Yakima triangular thing down here. Looks like that. And you basically just do that by hand. You can lock this so that nobody can steal this thing from you, but I haven't been doing that, and I'm not real worried about theft. And then over here you have a little additional safety pin that comes out. Basically you just loosen that up, and it helps to kind of jiggle the whole thing as you do it. I haven't counted the number of turns it takes, but it's not too many. It takes a little bit of effort. And at some point, it's loose enough to pull out. And it just looks like that. So if you are using a smaller hitch, this is a 2-inch hitch receiver. If you're using a smaller one, then this extra aluminum plate you see can be removed. You don't need it. But if you're using a kind of a standard hitch, then you do need it. And then this thing also folds up like that for storage purposes. And I weighed it, it's about 30 pounds. So it's pretty manageable by hand. So I bought this basically for 2 reasons. First was I wanted to buy a brand that I knew, like Yakima or Thule or Tool or whatever it is. And I basically didn't want to spend that much money. These are mountain bikes. We expect them to get scratched and beat up. And so it doesn't break my heart to have the bikes riding on this rail. Obviously there are bike racks that don't make contact with the frame, and they hold the tire and all of that. And that's great. But these are kids' bikes. We're gonna let them use them like they should be used, and so they're gonna get beat up. So yeah, if that's helpful for someone, great. If not, sorry, it was probably a little bit boring to watch. Move on, go watch a different one. But that's what I think of the Yakima Ridgeback 5-person bike rack after about 6 or 7 uses. That was my modification to improve it. For me, it's worth it. Maybe it will be for you. If not, keep the zip strips, and have a great day, folks.